What opportunities are actually available to young people in a world that can't make ends meet? Today we are joined by a First Apprentice winner, Tim Campbell, who is now CEO of his own company, The Bright Ideas. We're going to talk to him about business and employment among young people and how he found those things when he was young. Firstly, we will watch a short film showing students from Lewisham College and what they think their job prospects will be when they leave.
Here we are at Lewisham College to find out young people's opinions of their job prospects after leaving college into a world of recession.
The economy is kind of like below where it's used, where it is, and it has gone out of it. But some people are still struggling to get back to where there was. And for now, for young people, because young people do understand it, but they don't understand it as much as they should.
Well, if I can get the certificate, I'm optimistic I can get a job as well.
Yeah, with all the qualifications I'll have once I've finished my apprenticeship, I'll be able to on brilliant salary.
After leaving college, to be honest, I just know that you got to kind of just do your own homework. You got to look for yourself, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, well, when you're doing an apprenticeship, they try and find you somewhere to go and work and just get you involved.
Because I know a lot of people that have been uni and finished uni and they're struggling to find jobs, even now kind of thing. I just think there's more people wanting jobs than there are vacancies available.
I would say I'm optimistic in my job.
And what inspires you to be optimistic? Why are you?
I would say that because it's mainly because I've always had this passion for carpentry and things like that. Also, a family member like my dad has been a great inspiration on what I've been doing throughout my whole life. So he gave me positive words, so it's made me carry on for my career.
Older people, they have the experience, but they don't have the qualification, for example, so they get put out of work. And then the young people don't have the experience. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit of a catch-22 there.
Here at Lewisham, students seem confident about their opportunities despite the recession. However, there seems to be a lack of knowledge of where these opportunities may come from.
We will now talk with Tim Campbell. Hello, Tim.
Hi, Leah, how are you?
Right, so what opportunities do you think are out there for young people today?
I think there's a huge amount of opportunities out there for young people. It's often given the case that young people are a waste of time, are lazy, don't want to get out there, but I meet a huge amount of young people who are desperately trying either to get a job, finish their education, or actually go into running their own companies. And I'm fortunate to work through the Bright Ideas Trust with lots of young people who have fantastic ideas. Now, I remember in your intro you talked about people going into the recession, but I think the recession is giving lots of young people the opportunity to think of doing things in a different way, because there's not going to be as many opportunities maybe for jobs, so they're going to have to be thinking about different ways to make ends meet.
Right. Well, what were your opportunities as a young person, and what were you doing before your appearance on The Apprentice?
Well, as a young person, I had what I felt were quite a few opportunities. I had the option to go to university, which I did, but mainly because my mum wanted me to do it. I had the opportunity to go and get a job. I had the opportunity to work with a lot of friends in terms of running our own little businesses where we were running parties. We used to host parties and charge people to come in because it was something that I was really passionate about. I knew I could say it to my friends and we did a good job. So in my younger days, when I had hair and everything else, I was running things where I was running dances and doing things like that. So growing up, I was always thinking about how can I get money for me to get the stuff that I want, because I grew up with not a lot of things, so therefore I knew I had to go and get money from other places. And through The Apprentice, I think I had a lot more information about learning how to do that.
The opportunity to go forward and see what you can do.
Yeah.
What inspired you to leave the secure job that you held down with Alan Sugar to kind of pursue your own path and try and start your own thing?
A lot of people were quite shocked when I decided I was going to leave the six-figure salary, the secure job that I had working with Lord Sugar. But for me, it was about the next stage in my journey. I'd learned a huge amount from him and I have a huge amount of respect for him. But having that knowledge, I felt I could run my own company and actually generate some money for myself, because I truly believe the only way you can really create wealth is if you have your own company and you have your own business. And thankfully, I had the education of working for him and I was able to do it for myself.
So now you have a lot of confidence in yourself and your abilities to put forward your own business, but do you have a lot of confidence in the younger generation?
Oh, I have a huge amount of confidence in the young generation, not only because I have to, because they're going to be the ones looking after me when I'm an old geriatric later on in life, but also I think young people have two things which I think are very important about being successful. They have a huge amount of passion about what they want to do and things that they love. And you can see that from the amount of people on social networking sites and have Facebook pages and YouTube videos, etc. But also, they have no fear. They have this whole thing about they're immortal and that they can take on the world. And that combination, because now I've got like mortgage, I've got kids, I've got a wife, I worry about those things. But when you're younger, you don't have so many of those things to worry about, where that means you can take more risks and therefore get involved in different things.
Right. Well, why do you think business and enterprise suddenly is shot off in the TV world and it's become, like Dragon's Den and The Apprentice, it's become something that people want to see on the television?
I think the reason that shows like The Apprentice and Dragon's Den have become so popular, particularly with young people, is that they're often surrounded by people who tell them, well, you need to do it like this and follow this particular path and listen to me because I know better than you. And young people are rightly turning around and say, well, why should I listen to you? What have you actually achieved? What have you been successful at? And when you look at politicians and other people, they can't, well, that's not really, I don't get that. But if you look at somebody like Duncan Bannatyne, or you look at somebody like Sir Richard Branson, or even Sir Lord Alan Sugar, those people have got the achievement of running their own successful business. It's something that's tangible, which is usually manifested in the fact they've got a nice car, a nice house, and other things like that. So I think young people are really buying into those shows because they can see success. It's tangible for them. Very similar to like going on the X Factor. You can see there's an output at the end of 12 weeks, you might win a big contract. With business people, you can say, if you do a lot of work, you'll get a lot of returns out at the end of it.
Thank you, Tim, for being with us.
Thank you very much.
So, as we see, Tim has a lot of confidence in young people, but do we have confidence in ourselves? I'm Leah Chambers, and this has been Live from Stephen Lawrence.